first clip of this probably a little chaotic vlog. I just wanted to start doing a little bit of behind the scenes of prep for an art market, which hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm not too stressed about when I do it, and I get footage and I can film while I'm there. But today is August 15th and I have an art market coming up on September 18th. I'm doing it with my sister, so I'm really excited about it. Finally got like the inspiration and urge to sit down and do stuff. I have 2 new sticker ideas that I really want to try to get made and finished and drawn up. And then the rest of the work is just prepping all of my products and then finalizing my table layout as well. So today will be shopping for that. I think I'm taking on a lot more than I should, but the bonus is then I am doing a market in December, so anything that I don't finish or anything that doesn't sell will roll over to that market. So very excited, and I hope you enjoy hanging out with me and seeing what I get up to. Hopefully in other clips that look a little more put together. Hi, welcome. So it's now August 21st, it's a Sunday. I am home alone, so I have lots of time to do things by myself until about 3 p.m. I am trying not to get carried away by like a lot of unimportant things, and since the weather has just been like a little bit rainy to sunny, it's just changing a lot. I'm very drowsy and I have a headache. It's just one of those things that happen, and I'm trying to be very kind to myself. I had high expectations of accomplishing a lot of things today, and I'm trying to just be like, hey, if you just lay around and watch TV all day, it's okay. It's not a huge waste of time. I can always cut out stickers or do very menial tasks. My original goal was to really try to dye a lot of this fabric. It needs to be ironed, it needs to be cut down to size. Again, this is just preparations for the handmade market that I'm doing in September. My plan right now is to use this cotton. This is just 100% cotton, and I'm going to cut it into strips for my niece to make into scrunchies. And so I was going to do a bunch of different dyes and natural dye techniques with this, and just it's a great way to just play around and figure out dyes. But all of this has been washed, it's been mordanted, and now it is ready to go into a dye bath. And I have some really nice linen as well. I just went and picked this stuff up at Joann's. I actually really like this. It's a little bit sturdier than the linen I have before. It's not as lightweight, and so I'm hoping it makes some really nice handkerchiefs with this. So we're gonna go ahead and see how much I can cut out of this. It was fairly pricey. I was sort of surprised at how expensive it was. So I will not be purchasing any more fabric than what I have right now to work with. So my goal is to at least get 4 handkerchiefs to sell. I think that's plenty. If I get more out of this, that's great. But I usually do my handkerchiefs about 20 by 20. So yeah, we'll see. I'll play around with it. Other than that, I just have a lot of prep work to do for this market. I'll show you where I'm at right now. I have a lot of just like printing that needs to get done, a lot of packaging. So it's an outdoor market this time. My other previous market was an indoor market. So I am packaging all of my cards in plastic. I hate it. I'm sorry. I apologize to anyone who really struggles with plastic, but it is the cheapest option. Yeah, I could be more environmentally friendly. I apologize. I'm sorry. But it is what it is now. I purchased it. It's kind of too late. And hopefully people will, find other things to do with it. I save all my plastic packaging. So, I don't know, especially from cards and stuff. Hopefully this is more than enough for this market and will be able to fold over into my December market, so I'm not making product consistently for 4 months. I am excited though, but it's a little bit more time consuming because it's an extra added step that I have to take in order to make sure my products are ready for this show. Anyway, so yes, we have a long list of things to do. I even have more stickers that I like, sticker designs that I'm working on that I want to finish up. They don't have to be done by this market, but I would definitely like them for the Christmas market. Yeah, so the other fun thing I really need to try to do is it will be my husband and I's 10-year anniversary on Tuesday. So I am trying to focus on making a card for him, and I have to hunt down a very, very specific thing that we had from when we were dating and see if I can incorporate that into the card. Okay, all right, I will catch you up later. I'm gonna go make myself some yummy, yummy lunch and hopefully have the energy and vivacity to finish a lot of this and accomplish it, and I'll bring you guys along.
Art with cats, but I think I've improved a lot. I'm quite proud of myself. Soup, and I potentially will make some peach cobbler because I'm kind of in the mood to like have a nice dessert. So yeah.
Guys, are you baby? Are you a baby?
Thanks to Paul. I had like a random craving for it, so I made it like 2 weekends ago. Maybe I can make this more.
Okay, so I have successfully cut out my fabric. I have about enough for 8 scrunchies and 4 larger handkerchiefs and 2 smaller ones. I was gonna sit out here and process this, but I think I'm gonna bring it in and play around with it. All right, let's go. Okay, filming the process might be harder than I thought, but for right now, I have a strip of wet fabric laid out. This is one that is cut to the size for a scrunchie. So then what I was thinking about doing is I have these scabiosa, and I kind of want to make a more speckled look. So I think I'm just gonna lay and kind of like press the flower petals in. I wasn't gonna try to get like too crazy with it, and then I'll roll everything up, and like we're just gonna see. This is all completely experimental, and yeah. So okay. Just realized I wasn't recording for any of that, so I have my first little log. You can see some little petals in there. I am going to wrap this with some string so it holds together, and then I'm going to put it in a steam bath, kind of like a dumpling. Basically steam it like a dumpling for about 30 to 40 minutes, and then you can pull it out and see what it looks like. Okay, I apologize for the lighting to be terrible. It is like 1:30 in the afternoon and there's a big storm rolling through and it is dark. I am going to be trying ironweed out on this one, as well. Oop, there's little buggies on here. As well as this sunflower guy. I've never used him before, and we're going to see. We're going to see what he looks like in the end. I'm just kind of trying to get my bearings here of how I want to lay these out. I didn't really care. I mean, in the end, a lot of stuff just sort of gets blended together. Just unrolled my first one. Here they are. So this is the start of them. I love the folding technique that I used. I know that you do have like a little bit of space where it didn't quite meet, but I'm okay with it. It still looks great, still killing it. Here's my favorite one. This is gonna be handkerchief. It was confetti style, and so you can really see the pops of yellow and stuff, and hopefully these don't fade too much. Again, the issue where I just wasn't like paying attention when I laid it out, and I didn't put stuff all the way down to the crease. My bad. It'll still be beautiful and still be really cute. Well, hi, I thought I would do a really quick update to throw in here. Today is September 6th, guys. We're almost 2 weeks away. We're less than 2 weeks away from the market that is taking place on the 18th. I have been making some good progress. I ended up getting sick, so that's awesome. Got the good old COVID. So I'm a bit under the weather. Luckily, my symptoms are pretty mild. Just very fatigued, trying to rest. But luckily, I have enough energy to just wrap up the last touches on all of my products for this market. So I have a decent stack of cards that I need to finish packaging, and then if I still feel like I have energy and I feel like I can do it, I'm going to work on a banner. Other than that, it might just be finishing up the handkerchiefs that I have. So yeah, big bummer about getting sick, but hopefully this is it. Hopefully I heal up well and I'm more than prepared to face the rest of everything else that comes along. So yeah, that's the update. I'll see you guys in the next one. We got prints. We got all of our card packs and cards. Oh, so much. I'm so excited. All the stickers are cut out too. A little update. Ignore the hair. Still sick. Still just trying to get along. But look at what I've been working on. I've been making a sign. Or not a sign. I've been making a banner to hang for the show. And it's almost finished. I just have to sew together those season 1 things. Okay, let me show you. Look at it. I am really happy with how this turned out. So all I have to do is just like thread through the top to see how I get them to kind of hang. I'll figure that out in a second. But I think I'm gonna have one word, the next word, and then the next word. I don't think I'm gonna make it a big long banner. But what I did is I just cut out different pieces of fabric and adhered them to fusible backing and then finished them off with a zigzag stitch. I originally tried to just zigzag stitch the fabric by itself, and then I realized it was just too flimsy, and this method worked a lot better and made the letters a lot more sharper and definable. And I think I would have lost a lot of the shape on these curves and stuff like that had I tried not using a fusible backing. Yay! One thing down, a million more to go. I decided to print pumpkin stickers. I have all of these postcards to cut out. I got labels I gotta put on my kerchiefs. I have plenty of time. It is fine. Everything is great. I hope you guys love this as much as me. Okay, we are now less than a week away from the show. Good morning. I have started setting up my table. It's a little dark in here. So I had to sort of mock up the size of my table because this is only 4 foot and that's like the extra 6 feet of table. Yeah, so this is definitely not the finished product. But it's pretty close to what it will look like in the end. I finished my sign. You can see it hanging up back there. This awesome board my friend made for me, which I really love. I mean, it's pretty big. It's kind of a statement piece to have on top of a table, but I also love that I could easily put it on the ground if I ever needed to. And there's lots of space for me if I end up doing bigger prints or anything like that down the road. So that's really cool. I love it. I think it looks super good and it fits with like my kind of rustic wood theme. I am gonna have a white linen that covers my table, and then this piece will be my accent. I need to figure out how I'm sort of gonna organize these postcards. I have a lot of extra space on the table, more than I thought. So once I have the actual table, I have more signs that I need to create, and like labels that are gonna go up on everything, and there's a lot more to it. But this is just like a rough layout of how I think I want things to go. People are going to be approaching my table from this angle first, as they walk into the tent. So I'm trying to see the best way to sort of have things displayed so it like draws people in. That's why this is set up at an angle, so that when people are walking, they can see this. Okay, that's what I have to show you guys. I will probably be putting all of this away today. I have a good idea of how it's gonna work. Now, this is, which I'm glad I put stuff up on here. I'm trying to figure out how many cards I can kind of have on here because of the plastic. Like they don't sit, you can see they sit like at an angle. So they're like, they push each other off. If it was just the paper, I wouldn't. But since I got sleeves that were a little too big, I had to fold them over. So it just creates a little more, they just don't sit flat. So they have a tendency to kind of fall. So hopefully that's not too big of a deal. But, oh, my artwork looks so good on this. Let's see if I can brighten it up a little bit. It's so dark in this room. But, all right, I will catch up with you later. Okay, friends, we are just a night's sleep away from the craft show tomorrow, the Handmade Market. Car is loaded up. I am about 5-10 minutes away from my parents' house where I will be spending the night, and I'm actually going to first go meet up with my sister and see what our tent setup looks like. We're able to put up our tent the night before, which is really, really awesome. So we're gonna just see if we need anything else for the space. And then that's it. We're gonna be set up tomorrow. So, alrighty. I just drove 2.5 hours, so I'm a little tired. Very long day, very long weekend. Powering through, still in work clothes. So we'll get through it. We're gonna do it, and it's gonna be awesome. So it's been over a week since the show, since the Harvest Handmade Market, and I thought I would go over my thoughts and feelings with you guys so I could sort of give you an idea of how the day went and my opinions on doing shows and what they mean for me as an artist and for what they mean for what I make specifically. So to start off, I think the show was really good. It wasn't a total loss. It also wasn't a total gain. When my dad asked me, I said it wasn't aw and it wasn't woo. It was like meh. No tears were shed. I think to start off, I always underestimate how much time it takes to set up my table and to get it into place before people arrive to start shopping. So I was unprepared and very stressed out once customers were coming in. So I wasn't ready to start talking to people or selling my wares. And it was very difficult for me as an introvert because I didn't take the time to prepare myself mentally for interacting with complete strangers who are coming up to look at your artwork, your little precious babies that you've worked so hard on. So I definitely suggest if you are ever doing that, make sure you have plenty of help setting up and that you make sure if you are, again, introverted like me or not somebody who is very comfortable selling your own work in person, or it's just not something that you are like ready to do, make sure you give yourself time if it's a quick bathroom break or something where you can go and take a couple deep breaths and prepare and mentally get yourself into a headspace, because it's work, it's a job, it's retail. So if you have experience in that as well, you need to have your spiel, which is what I call it, kind of your hook for when somebody comes in. You need to be prepared to walk them through your display and what you have and what you're selling. Because even if you have signs, even if you have things written down, people just, it doesn't sink in. So sometimes you really do need to clearly explain what you're selling and how it is sold. So I would say one thing that I definitely learned was much more clear signage. And then for some of the more complicated things, like how I sell individual stickers and then I sell sticker packs, people didn't really catch on to that. So I learned how to, like what I might need to change pricing wise in the future. I really need to have a full wildlife set for people to purchase, which I never thought of before. So where they can have the snake, toad, newt, and frog all in one set, and considering that a sticker set and not just their environmental sticker set. Or environment sticker set. So that was kind of a whirlwind. The next thing was elements. I prepared for rain, I prepared for cold, I prepared for everything else but wind. And I just did not consider that for some reason, that it might be really windy. And the way our tent was positioned, the wind, it was a wind tunnel, so the wind blew right through our tent. Nobody else got wind, but it was just ours, which is completely fine. But again, it was just something I wasn't prepared for. So I was calling my dad, hey, can you bring me some rocks? I need rocks to hold everything down. I was chasing stickers around all day, and that was just something stressful and made me uncomfortable. And then when people came up and the wind was blowing everything around and I'm trying to gather it, again, distracted me from interacting with my customers. So the biggest thing that I noticed doing this show is that it was, a fall market, and people are looking for a very specific thing. They don't need gift sets. They don't really need cards. The stickers were the most popular thing. The way my tent was set up, the stickers were on the end of the table. So that is the most, that is the place that people went. People are very hesitant to come into a tent because it feels final. It feels like they need to make a sale, like they need to make a purchase. And so trying to alleviate that and make it more as a conversational piece of, no, you are just coming in to just view my wares. This is not pressure for you to purchase anything, but it is nice to make that face-to-face connection with somebody. That was a really important lesson for me to learn, that the customer base there was not coming to purchase. They were coming to browse. And having a different approach would have been much better, because I think had I been prepared to really converse with people and get to know people, which is something I saw my sister doing, you made a very different connection. And then they were like, oh, what's your Etsy? How do I find you later on for Christmas or for when I need something from you? And I just didn't do that. So while they might not have been specifically my customer base, because they were a lot of older women, they just didn't really get my humor. They still might have known someone who might have enjoyed my work and could have shared my name with someone. But that really goes down to the second reason why I don't think I did quite as well, because I think my deficit was around 300. It's hard to tell because I kind of combined everything for the show that I'm also doing in December. I might have to break it down a little bit more. And overall, I made just under or just over 250 in sales, and which is great. I was selling stuff, so I'm super happy. But the cost of the tent was $75. Then we had to actually purchase our tent and our tables. Me and my sister split everything, but it was still quite a bit. Also purchased some stuff for my table setup, which I still need to get some more. I need to finalize that a little bit better because I felt like my setup was a little weak. Anyways, going back to this main overall arching point of what I did learn is that I work full time, so this was actually happening on my day off. I was tired, I was already burnt out, and so when it came to making that urge to really communicate with people and helping people make a purchase, I was not in it. My heart was just not there, and I really didn't care if people bought anything or not. I was really just letting people come up to my table and browse, and if they wanted something, I was happy to help them out. I burnt out I kind of learned that an all-day marketplace like that is maybe not the best solution for me, and definitely making sure that I have help if I do an all-day market where someone can come in and relieve me, because my social energy burns out so fast. So it was great to do it with my sister, and her husband was there. My mom came out and helped. Sadly, my husband wasn't able to come because of school, but hopefully he'll be able to make it to the one in December, because he's like my little, my emotional support. I really only sold stickers. I did not sell anything else. The naturally dyed stuff didn't get any interest, but again, it's because you really do have to show and explain these things to people. I don't know why it has to be so in depth and in detail for it to really capture people's attention, but you do have to unwrap it and let them see it, where that's what my sister had going on. Oh, you can test my lip colors, you can test these things and let me explain to you what is going on with this product and what makes it special. And definitely, moving forward, if you ever want to do an art show, really consider the toll it takes on you physically, but also mentally. And definitely, if you are an antisocial person, have somebody there who is really good at talking to people, who can help you. My brother-in-law was awesome. That's his favorite thing to do. He's a salesman, so he definitely helped out a lot. Also, just practice, which is one of the reasons why it was great. It was really good practice. To wrap this video up, I think those are all of my thoughts. I gave you a little quick rundown on what did really well. So it's always nice to kind of see what products are really popping off. It has a lot to do with your table setup, what people are interacting with first, what you make very prominent. I mean, there are so many details that go into selling in person. There's a whole reason why retail stores are set up a certain way. It is interesting to learn. I don't think I will be actively pursuing in-person markets very much. I love doing a holiday market. It's fun, it's indoors. I do it with all of my friends, and it's a good experience. It's very positive. I don't want to discourage anyone from trying an art market. I feel like if you really have a strong product design, you really feel like you have a story behind it, that you can make a connection with somebody when they walk up to look at your table, then you're going to do very well. And just make sure that you are offering a lot of love and grace towards these people, and really helping them feel comfortable within your space, and really helping them kind of see your vision and where you're going. Because as much as a product speaks for itself, I will say that as a shopper myself at these markets, you're overwhelmed. You're looking at a lot of different things. And even if you are the only person selling cards, you might have already seen, as a shopper, you might have already seen something that would work or fulfill, or, it's a lot to take in, and it can be very overstimulating as a shopper. So I find that you really want to kind of make it an environment for people to come up and say hello and engage with you. And that's what I experienced when I did my very first market. Is I was I had no idea that people were so excited to hear your story. So they do want to know who they're supporting, why they should support you, and what benefit that would end up bringing them. So I definitely suggest that moving forward. So yeah, maybe I'll do another update for the Christmas show and show you some of the products that I'm working there. But for now, I am going to take October off as much as possible, because work is going to be so busy, and I'm just going to enjoy getting to be my own person in my own space. Alright, I'll talk to you all later. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.